Elijah, I know this is kind of faint, but I'm going to tell you what he says in this call. Let me give you a little background about this call. This is November 19, 2015. This is after his preliminary hearing. Y'all heard about the preliminary hearing, right? And you heard them talk about the fact that a couple things, that they didn't talk about witnesses by name. They said it about witness number 1 and witness number 2. This is what he says. Fuck D. Fuck them niggas, bruh. All that fake friend shit. Fuck nigga. He know what's going on. Pussy ass nigga. That's what he said. Fuck niggas are rats. He ain't say he lied on me. He said he a rat. I just went to court and they let everything out. That fuck nigga a rat. Him, Woody, and the other little D. Bitch, you in love with a rat, hoe. That's anger. Why? Because you just heard that your friends, because you didn't really know it was them, but they said witness 1 and witness 2, you were able to infer that your friends told the police about what you did the night of Donovan Thomas's murder. These are his words. He didn't say, yo, them dudes, I went to my prelim and they lied on me. He didn't say, oh man, they I don't know where they got this information from. He said they are rats. Because what do rats do? They tell. And he was angry that his voice would tell what he did. Let's talk about their songs. This. Ladies and gentlemen, we told you that between 2016 and 2019, there was no courts involvement. From 2019 to 22, there was no indictment, nothing happening in the case. So in 2019, which is 4 years after the murder, he knows that Sledge has been dismissed, Copeland has been dismissed, and Garlington has been dismissed. His case is the only one that ain't been dismissed. In 4 years, you haven't heard about an indictment. You think you beat a murder rat. This isn't, oh, he was on this and that. He thought he beat a murder rap because you're not indicted until almost 7 years later. So you think you got away with it. I keep a stick, ain't avoiding no smoke, a chopper. I just beat a murder rap, pay my lawyer $30 for that. Me and my slimes above the law. I know it's mumbling, but he said we don't work in court at all. And I wipe your nose, sit in your family's face, and just smile it off. Some of these things he repeats in multiple songs. This song, remember, these songs were on his phone when we found it in 2022. But remember, we said that they may have been created maybe 2020, sometime between 2020 and 2022, right? At this point, they real brazen because they don't think they're going to get held accountable for the murder. So they start saying stuff in their songs like, I just beat a homicide. Ha, 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 walk it off. I just left that boy on the curb. Well, where was Donovan Thomas found, y'all? On the curb. I'm a big lizard, big slime, big shots, riding down your block, hanging out the top. Oh, shoot. Didn't Reginald Hendricks say that somebody was shooting out of the top of the infinity? See, now you start bragging on it because you think you beat it. So now you, like our experts told you, they start bragging about it. What we call is dry snitching. You telling on yourself. Because you don't think that the police are going to find your phone. That's why you threw it. But luckily for Viverito, she listened to them jail calls and found that phone. Because you didn't think we were going to find it. This is called confession. This ain't rap. This is a confession. Over a beat. I don't give a fuck about a red light. I'm on go. I'm on green. I see an op. I'm taking him down. Walk him down from a mile. The last homicide, I smiled. How many times you gonna keep talking about the fact that you killed this man? And you bragging about it? This now song number 3. And then I can send the whole gang to the heavenly house? You good with killing folk. That's why you didn't kill Donovan, you didn't kill Shamel. even gonna play the song. Let's just talk about the words. Dodging all your shots, and I'm watching my ops. Let that bitch rain out the top of the drop. Here we go again. Lizard walk your block, let that glizzy rock. Oh, glizzy, ain't that a Glock? Dang, one Chanel killed with a Glock? One there Glock on that table? Well, what investigator Viverito said it looked like a Glock. And I found it interesting because we're gonna get to Chanel soon. We about to get to Chanel. He said that Shannon wasn't linked to the 40, but he linked to having guns thrown away. That's what he did in 2015. He's linked to the gun that was probably in the house an hour before he killed Chanel, sitting on a table in front of him. We ain't gonna play this one either, but let's talk about what he's saying this. I see ops fall, Shell, know my call. That's Shell Kell, y'all. Every slime play nasty. That's what he says in the song. They wonder how we lasting. Bout my gang, it will never end. Again, beat the hum. What do you think, y'all? No evidence. He don't realize that what his two co-conspirators said is evidence. Those interviews are evidence. His confession over a beat is evidence. This is evidence, ladies and gentlemen. And this is evidence you can take to the back, deliberate, and find him guilty. The surveillance video is evidence. No, we don't have his phone records, but you got his two friends telling y'all what he did. And they don't got no reason to lie on him. For what? Donovan Thomas was the big homie. There was no need for that ad lib at the end of the song. But again, in 2020, they brazen. They have the audacity to think that they can just brag about killing somebody and no one's going to hold them accountable. That's what they're doing in 2020. 100 rounds in a Tahoe? Everyone knew that Donovan drove a Tahoe. And how ironic is it that he got rounds of bullets in his Tahoe and on the street? So they want you to believe, oh, that's a creative line Mr. Williams did. No, it's not. It's him bragging. It's him bragging. It's him wanting to claim responsibility for it. And we talked about judging, like when I say subliminal messaging. But the subliminal is you, as the consumer, don't know what he's talking about. But his family, who know that Donovan drive a Tahoe, know exactly what he's talking about. Everyone in the gang knows exactly what they're talking about because that's who he's talking to. But because the masses bop to the song, they say, well, no, that's just his artistry. No, that's just his confession and his bragging over a beat. Yeah. When he says we know how to kill the biggest kitten of all kitties, what he got crawling up on him? A snake. They sign. That is a subliminal message to everyone else. Yeah, we did that. What's at the end? He got a rat going down his mouth because they eat rats. They eat the people who snitch on them. He already told you himself, you ought to get killed from me and YSL if you snitch. See, that video is not just, oh, a nice artistic video. That has symbolism in it. So now they're guilty of all those. Let's talk about Chanel. Young man, probably started associating with people from YFN. But on the day that he was about to get killed, he's about to go back to his girlfriend's house and go eat some spaghetti. That's what he's doing at the light. Getting ready to go back. You see him go inside the gas station. He's not worried about a thing. He doesn't know that seconds later he's going to lose his life. So the timeline here, this is, and I'll tell you here, this is a direct result of retaliation from the stabbing of Lucci. So what do we have? February 9th, Rayshawn Bennett gets stabbed in a Fulton County jail by Jada Myrick. February 22nd, Eppinger calls Antonio Sumlin to see if he could get paid for finishing what Myrick didn't do. Then you heard about that emergency bond paperwork that was filled out on March 3rd. Then sometime around early March, the media hears about the YFN Lucci stabbing. It gets picked up on media. On March 11th at 3 a.m., two YSL associates, Christian McMillan and Darius Ford, are murdered on I-75 and I-85. That same night, there's a shooting at 12 Atlanta where a YFN associate gets shot in the head. On March 12th, there's a shootout on Cleveland Avenue with Demekion Garlington and the ops. On March 12th, there's a 911 call, shooting at 2830 Waters Road. March 14th, Shannon Stillwell rents the Audi A5 and puts dark tints on all the windows. March 14th, 10 o'clock, is the murder of Shamel Drinks. On March 16th, the shooting at Waters Road, where the investigator Rita comes out. March 17th, there's a search of Waters Road where everything is taken out except for a few guns that they left behind. And then Stillwell and Nichols are arrested. Again, we talk about the state does not have to prove motive, but here, ladies and gentlemen, this is motive. Again, that's that same video with Quindarius, y'all. Christian McMillan's been around since 2009. This is Mr. Williams' long friend, old friend, good friend. And he gets murdered by YFN associates. Oh, you got to pay for that. Here we have just different pictures of them. Both Mr. Ford and Mr. McMillan. All with other YSL associates. You'll have these in evidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's unfortunately the car that they were driving in when they were tragically gunned down on March 11th. So here's where the motive comes in, y'all. Just like YSL brags about doing stuff, YFN does the same thing. It's tragic. These posts were despicable. That post crossing out that young girl's daddy and saying that, despicable. But that's the type of stuff that gangs do, right? To keep nudging each other. Well, that would make you mad. You see how heartbroken YSL was for the death of Mr. McMillan and Mr. Ford. They were devastated. These are all different YSL members posting them because they were devastated. And that's where revenge kicks in. That is Mr. Stillwell's post. I ain't gonna be the only one crying. Nope, he right. The Drinks family crying. Because he had to make sure. And then what does he say here? Just rest, Mac. I got you, man. Crying emoji, broken heart, taped up heart, devil emoji. He was ready to go op hunting. I know that was in January, but that just goes to show you he already knew how to be on the prowl. He already knew how to go op hunting. And this is what Demekion say on the wiretap on about March 11th or March 12th. March 12th.
I ain't talking about the NB.
Oh, NB.
Yeah, you know he on, right?
Yeah.
You know what he on. He on looking for them folks who killed our boys. That's what he on.
Yo, stick it up.
Everybody went look like some big head and like just said we went and look for them on
Okay.
I said nobody.
Yeah, I know. Well, how many is that?
People wrong.
Even one.
Huh? Shit, same shit.
Sunset.
Same shit.
I said, LA,
Some told me to come get me up. Shit, that was on.
yeah. Yeah.
Next time, me here and Rob up. I said, man, Rob, I ain't no coach.
Yeah.
I tried that shit yesterday with a nigga on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same shit. We on the prowl. We looking. We went Because we need to go find them folks who killed our boys. So we out hunting. Let's go rent this car. Now, you know, this notion that they rented the car because Taisha got into the gunfight. Well, she got into the gunfight on March 9th. So she got into the gunfight on March 9th. Why y'all just renting the car on March 9th? They rent the car on March 14th. Oh, here we go. And what do? Immediately go to the tent place to go get the rental car tinted. Well, why do you do that when you're op hunting? Because the ops don't know what kind of car you in. So you can disguise yourself in this Audi because they don't know you in it. So they're not suspecting you. That's not the car that they're used to. So when you go op hunting, you got to switch the car out because they're not expecting to find you in the car. And then you get tints. But not just regular tints, y'all. Like dark black tints. Like you can't see nothing. Some may say those are not the tints you're ever allowed to have on your car. Why? Because you op hunting. What do we know about Shell Kell and Demikian Garnett's social media? What did investigative Rito tell you? That because she was following both pages, she could see who followed who, and Demikian followed Kelvin Wise. So what post do we see? This post was posted, I believe, on March 13th. And it's a picture of Mr. Drinks, Jasper Walters, and Kelvin Wise. And Shell Kell reposted it with the 2 shells, the zipper lip, and the black heart. And I guess for Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Garnett, that must be a confession. Because this is the post that got Mr. Drinks killed. Because remember, no one knew who Mr. Drinks was. The investigators didn't know. When you listen to some of the wiretaps y'all listen to, they didn't know. So this post is a post that gets him killed. Not any verification, not that you should have been killing anybody anyway, but no verification whether or not they actually did or anything. But because Shell Kell posted 2 shells, a zip lip, and a black heart, that was Mr. Drinks' death sentence. Op hunting. The reason why we took this picture, y'all, is if you remember from the video, and we're going to look at the video in a moment, Shannon was parked about right here in the Audi. And we know that because you see him when he comes in. If you watch the videos, you see when he comes in. Remember that Mr. Drinks pulled up to this pump. No, this pump. They had the best vantage point to see when Mr. Drinks came in, when he walked into the store, when he walked back out the store, and when he pulled off. They were scoping it out. Verifying. I submit they in the car like, is that him? Oh, yo, I think he do got the same sneakers on. I think that's him, y'all. Scoping it out. Sit back. Watching it. Let's watch the video. Now this is where Mr. Stillwell, they get to the gas station. Now you see when Mr. Cormavius Nichols gets to the gas station. That's when Miles gets out the car. That's when Shannon walks to the car first, and we know it's Shannon because of the March 16th and wearing the same clothing. Of course, that's Cormavius Nichols when he walks inside the store. And then that's when Miles walks into the store. In his Slama dye shirt. Miles and Cormavius leave out the store, and Miles, in a moment, gets back into the car, and Cormavius is pumping the gas. Carmen just goes back into the store. And this Mr. Drinks pulling into the gas station. Now this is how ironic that Quamavius and Drinks never, you're going to see, they never see each other. Because Quamavius gets into the car and Mr. Drinks sits in the car for a little while. Now, it would appear that all their business is done at the gas station. But they don't leave. It is 21:56. Now Mr. Drink is finally getting out the car. See where he's walking? He's walking closest to where Drinks and Demikian are in the car. Because remember, from here, y'all, you see the Audi lights. The Audi's here. He just walked right here. In the same sneakers from the picture. And coat and jacket. They're still sitting there. None of them come back into the store. And Mr. Drink walks out. And he walks back to his car. Now it's 21:58. Neither car, they're not pumping gas. They're not getting anything. They're watching Mr. Drinks. I submit confirming that that's the person in that social media post. Now Shema has finally gotten into the car. And I submit this is what's happening.
Hey, okay, y'all pull up. Have a hurry up.
He wanted him to call on video real quick. Call him on FaceTime real quick. You know what happens on FaceTime. You've heard testimony about what happens on FaceTime. What happens on FaceTime is that is when criminal activity is planned because they think that FaceTime, you cannot track it. Now watch as Mr. Drinks pulls out of the gas station. They have been sitting there for minutes, y'all. Y'all been watching this video like, what we gonna do next? That's how long we've been sitting here. And as soon as Mr. Drinks pulls out, that is when op vehicle number 1 pulls out, op hunting car. And then that's when the second car immediately pulls out. They sat there, y'all. We were quiet for at least 2 minutes here when they did nothing. And they want to tell you that some other car killed him? That's them driving by the liquor store. They laid in wait until Mr. Drinks pulled out. You have to look at all the evidence together, not just the FedEx video, but we're going to talk about that FedEx video. This is them pulling up to the light. You see there's somebody walking on the street, walking this way towards the gas station. Here go the 3 cars pulling up at the light. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see it here, but we know that there's a red light. Shannon and Nichols are stopped at the red light. They stop. Drinks is in the left turning lane. Shannon is right next to him, and Quarmave is right next to Shannon. Y'all now see the traffic going in the opposite direction that they are in. Then you see Nichols pull up. I'm just going to submit that this car stops here. This car, I think, saw what happened. Because he stops a little behind it, like, whoa. You had the person walking down the street. Mr. Shard, and we're going to talk about this car in a moment. Mr. Shard talked about what the medical examiner said. What she said was there will be no conscious movement. She didn't say anything about unconscious movement. Because that is what you see with the brake lights, y'all. No, he could not consciously say, let me go. But the unconscious movement, because he just been shot in his head, is what is happening. They, y'all got to think about this, because this is what they didn't want to show you. Shannon went from 18 miles per hour to 90 miles per hour. Mr. Shard didn't want to talk to you about that. He want to tell you about a car that turned around because he heard the gunshot. But the man or woman walking down the street didn't hear any gunshot. That person walking, just chilling. You think if the people in the car heard the gunshot and turned around, don't you think that the person walking down the street would be like, hold up, let me back up. It's some gunshots down there. No. Could it be that maybe the car that turned around saw the liquor store and said, shoot, let me go get me a drink. It's Saturday. Could it be they left something at the gas station? He wants you to believe that the only reason why they turned around is because they heard gunshots. That doesn't make sense when someone is walking down the street. It don't make sense. Then let's talk about the car that was closest to them. You see what time the cars are going. Here are the 3 cars in a straight line. Do you see that straight line? It's a straight line. The 3 cars. Shannon's car is directly next to Mr. Drink's car. And that's going to be important when I show you these crime scene photos. This other car that he wants to talk about, that he's like, oh, this is the one who killed, this is the person who shot. Oh, and we couldn't get LPR. What? Where was I going to get LPR from? You can't see no license plate. I don't even know what type of car it is. That car is never directly next to Mr. Drinks. It is always behind. I submit they saw what happened. And when they inched up, they looked over, was like, oh, let me get up out of Dodge. As most other cars did, except for Mr. Cheeseborough. Mr. Cheeseborough's call did not come in until 10:27, because every other car did what that car did. They drove by it. That car actually waited at the red light. Versus Mr. Stillwell almost hitting traffic. So this notion that he stopped at the red light, if you didn't just shoot and kill somebody, why are you fleeing through traffic to get on the highway at 90 miles an hour? Use your common sense. Many of y'all, if y'all choose to talk to us at the end and you can, once the judge lifts all the admonitions, some of you may ask, how I get chosen? And we're going to say, because you got common sense. Your common sense will tell you that when you go from 18 miles per hour to 90 miles per hour, when you see the person who you think killed your best friend, that you shot and killed him. That's just your common sense. Not some random car that pulls up behind and unfortunately may have witnessed a shooting and they don't want to be involved. Let's look at the car. The crime scene pictures take pictures for a reason. Here go the bullet holes. 1, 2, 3. See, Mr. Shaw didn't show you that. Because if you see the crime scene photos will show you that the bullet went through the door where Mr. Stillwell's car was. And we'll talk about the gunshot residue. What makes sense? There's no muzzle flash anywhere on the video. So that's just nonsense. You don't see no muzzle flash. Mr. Drink's dead though. So we know a gun was fired. Let's take his theory. You don't see the muzzle flash when the other car pulls up, do you? You don't. That theory makes no sense. You have to take all the evidence. Not just FedEx, but everything that occurred. Like I told you, he went from literally, y'all, 18 miles all the way to 90. To 90. This is the intersection. This is 1 minute later. What you fleeing for 90 miles per hour if you ain't killed nobody? You was just chilling. And then you go to the studio and do what you do. You brag. Because remember, they all went to the studio. And what did he say? Pop my shit. I really got options. Poor little ops. Look how they just dropping. Poor little ops. Look how they just dropping. Those are his words. After he just executed a man at a light. He goes to the studio to go rap about it. This is why they think they above the law. This is what Demekian say afterwards. Now I know I don't know if y'all remember when them two got into it, Mr. Bivarito was like, he said city, he said C. No, he said, I'm coming back, we just coming back through riding trying to see. This is at early morning hours on March 15th. Why are you coming back through the crime scene if you ain't did nothing? Why? This is Mechanicsville, y'all. They went to Fulton Industrial. This is coming back in the city trying to see. They came back through. Why? Because they want to see, is the police still out there? What they doing? They canvassing? Any of the homeless people see what happened? Let me try and see what's going on. And then what did Mikian say afterwards? This on March 15th, y'all. We got y'all, boys. You right? They thought that they got him because they killed Mr. Drinks, who they thought murdered Christian and Darius. This is we got y'all, boys. Here's a direct response to the shooting. Remember, this on March 16th. YFN folks, and we know it's YFN, or we believe it's YFN, because remember, these shell cases match the shell cases of the Darius Ford, Christian McMillan shooting.
It's too much going on yesterday. Man, it's crazy. That's what they got a brief going on.
For real? Wait,
Yeah. Yeah, no, they shot a big niche spot. I was in the thing.
oh, they shot a big dick spot, bro.
Yeah, man. So we got down, thinking they gonna come back. Thinking they gonna come back. Get through. So they pulled up. Man, yeah, I'm gonna come to the window. No, I was in the living room, they crazy, but nobody can eat.
And you know what one did was, one down, one y'all know he is, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
What did he say? They shot a big Nick spot because their boy got killed in Mechanicsville. Again, the streets know before we know. But how did we find out? Because their house got shot up. And I don't know why they wear the same clothes. I have no idea. I don't know why they didn't want to change their clothes, but they decided they wanted to be in their same clothes for 2 days. I don't know. But they did. And that's how they found out. Remember what Investigator Hogan said, Investigator Flores, they didn't know really what happened on the night of. All he knew is he had some suspects on the surveillance video, and that's it. And just lo and behold, Viverito just at APD doing what she normally does, just say, hey, do you need help? And he's like, let me show you the surveillance video. This is all I got. And she's like, oh, snap. That's Shan. I just saw him earlier today. Oh, and that's the car? He literally just told me that that's his car. And they were like, well, why would he do that? Why? I mean, if he just killed somebody in there, because they think they above the law. So they go, and they don't know at the time what the police know. So he tells them. So let's talk about consciousness of guilt. So these are text messages on the 15th. And he is telling Poker, we need to get this hotel room. We need to get up out of Dodge. We need to lay low. He tells her, don't tell anyone any information. Why you gotta do all that if you ain't killed nobody? Because of what happened on the 9th? Well, why is it so urgent on the 15th? Not when she had to shoot the people on the 9th. You gotta ask yourself the question. This became real important the day after he killed Shamel. This didn't become important after she done almost got robbed. What else you have? You're searching for the crimes? They want to tell you, well, that's because his grandmama told him and his girlfriend told him. Well, they told him on March 14th about the shooting. He's not Googling on March 14th. He's Googling on the 17th. Oh, what happened? Viverito. Remember what they said in them jail calls? Shit, Miss V know everything. Right? They like, Miss V know everything. So that's why they start Googling. Well, what Miss V know? What they got? This is the same way he started Googling on the 12th. On the 12th Atlanta shooting. What them folks got about that shooting over at 12th Atlanta? You know Steven did that. What they know? That's why you Googling. Consciousness of guilt. You done flat your good Chick-fil-A sandwich. Out of the park. What? You start hearing them helicopters going. You like, hold on. It's the 17th. I've been Googling. I ain't heard a whole lot. Now I got helicopters? Let me get up out of here. The police sirens going, helicopters going, and they go fleeing. That's consciousness of guilt. You deleting contents from the phone? You got Grandma Betty helping you out deleting the contents of your phone? Why? Oh, because you don't want us to find that music you done put on there. You don't want us to find that those contents, those lyrics you've been writing. You don't want us to see the text messages that you out hunting. You got your, I don't know if it's a little brother, little cousin. I'm not going to play the call for you, but that's that call where Grandma Betty's like, you better hurry up and get home. You know what you got to do. Them folks got the phone. Why are we deleting the stuff? And it's not because of poker. Because they didn't delete it until Viverito got the phone. He didn't want poker to have the phone. We started deleting it when the police got the phone. That's consciousness of guilt, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's talk about the call that Mr. Sharp played, because he ain't played the whole call. So we're going to play another portion of the call.
What's up? What's up, man? Man, shit right here to the new president.
Huh?
I said right here to the new young boy. They got going, right?
Yeah, you're not paying attention to that other one. Shit, I'm fucking on that motherfucker.
So then, are you on? Oh, this is another one?
No, this is,
Yeah, that was that.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. I know. I said, man, just like this time, I said, that's what you got. I told him.
I really coached one, so I did like, yeah. I can't, man, I'm fucking tripping on that motherfucker.
For real, man.
Yeah, I said, what shit? I said shit, I'm gonna go straight to the going hard. I had to stay out of that motherfucker.
Yeah. But, yeah, she told me that I want you to stay.
Yeah.
Man, I like what's going on.
No, I'm with Fred.
You there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
And they go for it.
They go. Yeah, damn. Somebody said, Q-Rock, what was your room?
Yeah, she was downstairs.
Yeah, somebody, I mean, bro, down there with it, Q-Rock. I ain't know Q-Rock.
Yeah. What the hell, what's up, man?
What you doing?
Talk crazy.
What is that?
Just talk crazy, man. Nah, those shit.
You going crazy right now?
Nah, they about me, talking about wild shit.
But I ain't gonna hear that.
Yeah, they did this a lot of shit. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
And they blow.
They blow?
And they blow.
Oh, yeah. I ain't talked to them. I'm talking to the phone for years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked me like what's going on. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. What the hell?
Damn, bro. Like, what?
Everybody was smooth.
Yeah, I know it. I know that.
They just got them, they on mild.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know what the fuck he do that car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm telling folks. I'm like, see what they got up for, like, they just saying, like, you know, I'm like, when they do it, I'm like, they don't assume shit like that anyway. They don't assume that, like, yeah, let me feel though.
That's what I keep telling you now. Really, I keep telling them, like, hey, chill, like, I know. Yeah, I'm like, this is man, bro. I'm like, they just doing that cut. They send it as a guy, it's like, hey, chill. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm still around, I ain't like this, bro. They're like, I'm cat, listen, but don't get to on top, bro.
Not one word.
Yeah.
What they trying to portray or what they say, man, don't say shit.
Yeah. I ain't know that, I'm like, I don't know, I Yeah, shit, I'm like, I can't cut that food. You know what I'm saying? They for. I ain't telling them wrong. I'm like, you understand that?
I ain't doing that anyway.
Yeah, I already know.
I'm not playing.
You know what I need, you know.
I know, I good. I told
her like, tell my need 1,000 with anything in between. So you got down.
oh, nah, yeah. Same there at that first started.
Yeah.
I know, like, well, I thought the one time the lady, she like, she told the girl out and like, these paid, cause she had that, I thought, she did him.
Oh, what?
Yeah. She like, and they said, like, and normally, before I don't leave the book like that, and like, they tell me that we paid, it was late, we won.
Yeah.
And they tell me we paid, work out.
Well, no, that part, I just, like, I know, like, how that go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping on that. I ain't tripping. I've been just trying to keep bullet calm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do that, work that. Yeah,
I don't want to be like that culture and shit. That shit got me all out, like.
yeah. But then, I think that was I'm like, what the hell is that? Born.
Oh.
You told they like born.
Okay.
Yeah. She really kind of said you think I was born. I just remember it was a kid by myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I remember myself. That's when you showing the way I see you turn head.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, we don't last. She ain't cold on. No wisdom on my page and shit. So, I don't know who told her how to video check. Like, bro, I ain't lying. I say, you run, you damn sure some dead, man.
Huh?
I said, man, I say, man, you damn sure some dead, you think, bro. I ain't know what's going. I'm like, listen, bro, you know what's going on. Like, before all this shit, like, out of the church.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, you know. I'm like, you know what's going on, like, right, no problem, going with everybody, I'm like, listen, bro. You know I had this shit there, bro. Trying this shit, but like, I'm like, everything. I'm like, shit, that ain't going on no more, bro. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna give you. I'm like, man, I ain't going on right now. I told going to quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they can feel like alcohol free at the stove. With this and shit, like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, just saying.
They know. They. So everything stay away from that's the police shit.
Yeah, man.
Got down, you know, they pen powder for rings, all this shit up.
Yeah.
Don't come back clean, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on that.
So there's a few things that happened in this call. So let's talk about the first part of the call. The first part of the call, they're talking about Miles Farley. And if y'all remember, y'all heard the jail calls when they were trying to get protection for Miles Farley. Well, this call is on April 1st, early in the morning before Miles is arrested. And what you hear them talking about in the call is, one, I don't know why Miles got out the car. That's the only thing they really got on him because they saw him on the surveillance video. And more importantly, they're saying, tell Miles don't talk to the police. Tell Miles don't talk to them folk. Because see, Miles ain't never been in jail. So they think if Miles starts talking to the police, he the weakest link. So they're like encouraging Miles, don't say nothing to him. So that's what the two people who are in the shooting car are trying to make sure that they are protected by making sure Miles don't talk. So that's the first part of the call. Then you hear them talking about Dolly White. Well, we all know Dolly, Doug's sister. And they're talking about getting payment for a lawyer. And then before that, or right after that, they're talking about Blizzy seeing Demekion at the hotel in Cobb County. Remember, Blizzy is the ox, Carlos Barber. And so now Demekion is updating Shannon about what's happening. Because remember, Shannon's been in custody now since March 17th. What's also important is that they're on this contraband phone. So remember early in the call, they're like, Shannon, I couldn't be on that other phone because they got my phone. So now I'm using somebody else's in jail contraband phone so that we can talk. So on this contraband phone where they don't think anyone can hear them because they don't know it's a wiretap, they're like, hold on, Miles is tripping. Tell him don't talk to them police. He said the other boy tripping too. I submit he's talking about Carmavius Nichols. He said, I'm just trying to keep Buddy calm. Because remember, at this time, only 2 people are locked up. Shannon and Carmavius. Miles is now locked up, and we have not confirmed that DeMarco Boyer is a part of this. So he's trying to keep Quay down, trying to keep Miles from snitching, and that's what they're talking about. Then towards the end of the call, and I know Mr. Shaw tried to flip this, but he says, if they get my car, it's going to be clean. Because there ain't going to be no GSR in it. Who says that? And let's see. Did he go get the car clean? He did. These circles, and y'all going to have these pictures in the back, are watermarks. You see, they ain't do a good job cleaning it, but it's watermarks dripping. On the dashboard, over here, over here. Because he got the car clean. See, he thought, maybe in his mind, that the gunshot residue might be on the dashboard. It might be over here. Because he shot that gun out the window. He ain't shoot the gun in the car. Go look back at the trajectory and he could not have shot in the car. He had to shoot out the car because the bullet had to go through the car, through the window, into Chanel drinks. I submit he not inside the car like, ping, ping. That's not what he's doing. He gonna put his hand out the car and he gonna shoot. So when he's talking about they gonna wipe the car, it's gonna be clean, because that's what he think the gunshot residue gonna be. And what did Mr. Colvin tell you? He said, I took 2 dabs. I think he said he took about 8 or 16 dabs, but I didn't dab the entire headliner. He said there could be portions that had it. That's just not what I tested. You saw how big the headliner was. We pulled it out the bag for you. Is it possible? Reasonable that it could have been on another piece of the headliner? Yes. Or is it reasonable that all of the gunshot residue went out the car? Because remember what he said. He said it's going to be a poof, but it's going to go in the direction of the bullet. You might have some blowback, but not a whole lot, unless the shooting happened in the car. The shooting didn't happen in the car. Therefore, it's not going to be a whole bunch of gunshot residue inside of the car. Remember, we asked him, is there going to be a distinction between the two? He said there's going to be way more gunshot residue if, say, Damikian or someone in the car fired. But if the gun is outside the car window, it's going to blow back a little, not a lot. It's going to go towards the direction of the gun, or of the bullet. But that would be towards the direction of Mr. Drinks. So any gunshot residue, he thought he wiped down. That's why he says that on a contraband call to his co-conspirator, who they both killed, Chanel. Don't worry about it, bro. If nothing else, when they got the car, don't worry about that gunshot residue. We cleaned that. That's why he wanted to extend the car rental. He extended the car rental on March 15th. He had to. He couldn't take the car back. By this time, I got to get that thing cleaned down. We got to do something with it. He probably going to try to get rid of it. But we called him on the 17th. He ain't have enough time. Now, I'm almost done, y'all. But I found it ironic how the first murder and the last murder in this indictment, how eerily similar they are. How ironic is it they both named Nut? They both happened near gas stations. They both using rental cars. One by Jeffrey Williams, one by Shannon. They both have multiple YSL defendants. They both travel after the murder. He talks about going, they flee to Miami. He talks about Polka. He talks to Polka about going to Miami. They go into the studio, writing lyrics about it. They're both, Chanel and Donovan are affiliated, associated with YFN. But they want you to believe that these are just two totally unrelated cases. Oh, and Shannon is supposed to be the shooter in both of them? The one who's always on go? He says it himself, but Quindarius said it too. The one who wants to do the murders because he wants status in the game? But they want to tell you, don't believe any evidence that the state brought. Don't believe any of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you not to do that. You know, Mr. Drinks, young man maybe trying to find his way, maybe getting caught up in the wrong crowd. But on that day, he should have been able to go to his girlfriend's house. He should have been able to maybe decide that these aren't the friends he want to be with. But no, this is what they did to him. Left him at the light of this. And for what? Off a social media post? This is trash that they're doing in our community. Same thing with Donovan. Donovan was trying to turn his life around. Donovan was trying to get into the music business. Donovan was trying to leave that gang stuff alone. He up here drinking his glass of wine when you see the picture. But what did they do? Off of what? Because Donovan was at the barbershop joking, laughing outside. You see the surveillance video? And left him like this. All in the name of YSL. All in the name of the game that they want to tell you is a music group. It's music. This ain't music. This is not a song right here, y'all. This is real life. Real dead bodies. Real dead people. Real shootings. This ain't no song over a beat. And they know when they brought him to it, with his flag tattoo, his omerta tattoo, what they were doing. Ladies and gentlemen, they are guilty of every single count that they are both charged with. Mr. Atkins told you what this was about. Destruction of people. Destruction of the community that they live in. Deception. They want to deceive you by telling you that these people in here are just lying just to lie. They're trying to deceive you to tell you that this is all about rap music, rap business. It is not. This is about death. How many dead bodies at the hands of YSL? How many people shot at the hands of YSL? They are a gang. By every definition of the word. And you want to talk about we are here just trying to get people of color? No, I'm trying to get gang members to stop committing violent acts in this community, in Fulton County, where each of their victims are people of color. The people that they destroyed, the people that they hurt, the people that they tarnished. Young boys. Rodelius Ryan could have had a promise in life. But what is it? He out here murdering folk at the hands of YSL. Christian Eppinger at the hands of YSL. Go catch you a body. That's how you become slime. That's what he says in his song. Go catch you a body. I'll show you how to be slime. And that's what these little boys are doing. Catching a body to be slime. But they want to tell you that we got a vendetta on people of color? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And intimidation. These two defendants Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Stillwell are guilty. They are guilty of murder. They are guilty of gang acts. They're guilty of conspiracy to violate RICO. And I ask of you, look at the evidence. Look at the law. I know it took some time. I know you probably want to go home and get your turkey. I know, I get it. But I am asking you all to go back there, finish this marathon, finish this race, hold them accountable for their actions. When you apply the law with the facts and the evidence, there's only one just conclusion: that these defendants are guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. I'm asking you to do something. I'm asking you to hold them accountable. I'm asking you to return a verdict of guilty. Thank you.